Alright, so this video is going to have absolutely nothing to do with metal, with music, or with my band Viminal, but you know what? It's my YouTube channel, I can post whatever the fuck I want. Alright, last night I saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi with my dad. It's one of my favorite pastimes, is to watch movies with my dad, and I am on many levels infuriated with this movie, and I have a camera, and apparently I'm going to talk about it right now. Okay, so first thing that doesn't make any... This movie is just filled with shit that doesn't make sense. It's like a first draft of a stoned high school student, some of this shit. Okay, so the first thing that doesn't make sense, I have a fucking list here. So, at the very beginning, Poe leads this attack on the big cannon ship thing, and like, all these people fucking die, and Leia's like, hey, you know, maybe don't kill so many of our people next time. He's like, whatever. Like, he doesn't fucking give a shit. Like, what an asshole. I get he says, okay, there's heroes and stuff, but like, he just seems to not fucking care that all these people are dead. Okay, awesome. Idiot. Then afterwards, there's this like ominous thing where the First Order is like, but we have a tracking thing on the Resistance ship, and it like the implication is that it's going to be this like reveal, you know, like what is that thing? How did they get that there? But it's just like they just got it there. Like no one says anything about it, and there is no attempt by the Resistance later to figure out what it is or why. They just go, oh, we're fucking tracked, we're fucked. Why? Okay, then Leia dies in space and somehow like force Supermans herself back to the ship, and no one says anything. They're just like, oh, okay, hey, you're back, that's cool. No one says, hey, maybe how'd you do that? Even though Leia has fucking used zero like force powers before, other than like maybe feeling Luke in the original trilogy. And I don't think we've ever seen in any of the movies a Jedi or anyone with the Force like prevent themselves from dying using the Force. So that's fucking crazy, and there's just no explanation for it. She just dies and comes back. It's totally useless to the plot. She just fucking dies, and then she comes back, and it's no one cares. Okay, then we get this Admiral Haldo bitch. Totally boring and useless character. So she shows up and she gives this really lackluster speech, and then says, "Okay, we're just gonna keep flying and just sit here." And Poe's like, "Hey, maybe we shouldn't do that. Maybe we should come up with something." She's like, "Fuck you, man." And then later reveals like, "Oh, we're actually gonna just like get far enough away that we can get to this planet, and then like just sneak fly into the planet." Why doesn't she say that from the beginning? There's no reason to not say that. It's not like there's some strategic advantage to keeping that a secret. And then later she actually, like, they start filling up the ships and they say, okay, we're gonna go now, and Poe's like, so you're just gonna leave? And she just like says, hey, fuck yourself. She doesn't say, oh no, we're leaving and this is why. She could very easily explain it, and it makes complete sense that Poe doesn't like that that's happening, and they just say nothing. Why the fuck do they do that? Okay, so then Finn and Homegirl go and visit like rich people Vegas or something. I don't know what I feel like there's like a political message there, and the First Order doesn't even notice that ship goes, and you think that would reveal to somebody that, okay, we can leave on small ships and they don't notice, but no, there's just this, it just happens and no one says anything. Okay, so then they go and they're gonna find this master codebreaker guy. They are like, what did they think was, they get fucking captured? What did they think was gonna happen? They just leave their fucking piece of shit escape pod on the beach and get arrested. There was no strategy there. And then they get in jail with some guy who knows how to break out, and they just go, oh, he's probably good enough. Like, there's no evaluation of his talent other than he can break out of a jail cell, which, oh yeah, I'm sure that's the same as disabling an entire fucking ship. Okay. They just take this dude's word for it, even though he seems like a complete asshole, and he turns out to be, and they just go. Why? Fuck you. And then, how do they manage to even get on that First Order ship? They just kind of show up there, and somehow, like, is the First Order retarded that anyone wearing a fucking First Order uniform, they just go, oh yeah, they work here? That doesn't make any sense, that people can just walk through like it's a shitty Hitman video game, that you can just put on a fucking outfit and you fit right in. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, by the way, what kind of master codebreaker is this guy? All he does is just stick a piece of metal in this fucking thing. You couldn't find anybody in the entire Resistance to do that? No, you had to go find this jack-off? All right, so then we waited all this time to see like, oh, who's Snoke and who's Kylo or who's Rey, and Rey's just some girl, Snoke is just some guy. He's cut in half. No one cares. And Rey is just a chick. And I watched this like Star Wars theory video about like why that's actually a good thing. And basically it's that, well, she is just, no, you don't have to be someone special to have force powers. And okay, actually that makes sense. That's kind of cool. But still, it's like it makes everything feel totally boring. That Snoke is just there. He's just some guy. There's no interesting plot about him. And then Rey is just there. And no, why? Fucking why? Okay, so then Holdo sacrifices herself. That's actually kind of cool. I really liked that scene, the way they directed it and the cinematography or whatever. But I just feel like Leia should have done that. It would have just made more sense to like totally X out this Holdo character and have Leia do that. And I don't know how they figured this out. I assume that the timing wasn't exactly right for this, but it would have made more sense to do that. And that's how they wrote Leia out of the movie, because I read that she's not going to be in the next one. Okay, and then they get to this planet thing, and Luke and Leia start chatting, and it seems very like negative compared to the conversation that Luke has with Yoda, where Luke basically says, "Yeah, Kylo's fucked," and Leia's like, "Yeah, I'm with you on that." And then Luke, like the implications that he's here to like kill him or something, and then Luke goes and like he basically just psychs him out. He's just like, kill me, and then it's like, just kidding, I'm a ghost or whatever, a force projection. So why even? What was the point of that even? To just go and be like, yo, and then just like fuck with him, and then Luke dies. It doesn't make any sense why he would do that, and then why he would die. Why would he do that? What is the point? And then why does he subsequently die after? What the fuck? Okay, I will say that I really liked this scene where Kylo and Rey start fighting the Praetorian Guard. That was like definitely my favorite moment in the movie. First of all, because those people never do anything. They always just stand there. The Praetorian Guard, I mean. Although if you look on YouTube, there's like a deleted scene from, I think, Empire, where they actually threaten Darth Vader, which is kind of cool. And just the directing of that was just really awesome. But that was definitely the highlight of the movie for me. So the movie wasn't all bad. I really liked some of the characters in this new trilogy, but there's just so many fucking things that don't make sense, so many plot holes, and I feel like the movie was so long and complicated that it was almost like that's intentional to make you forget about why something else was happening, so you don't question that it doesn't make any sense. By the end of Finn and Rose trying to get the tracking undo the tracking thing, like, you totally forget that that's why they were there, because it took so fucking long from the beginning of the movie for them to even get there, and then it doesn't even matter that they're there. It makes no difference. They get there just to leave. They offer no value. I miss George Lucas. I feel like a lot of his vision and his understanding of the sort of mythology that inspired the themes in these movies is what made Star Wars so good, and it's not there. I don't feel like the new trilogy really gets it. Really liked Rogue One, though. Alright, anyway, this is about 10 minutes. That's long enough. See you guys next time.